Have you ever wondered if the trees in the forest talk when no one is listening? Long ago, in a small American town surrounded by endless fields and woods, there stood an enormous oak tree. People said it was the oldest oak in the entire state. Children played under it during the day, but at night, when the moonlight touched its branches, something magical happened. The oak began to whisper, but only those with kind hearts and curious minds could ever hear its voice. One autumn evening, a little girl named Emily, 7 years old, with messy brown hair and a sparkle in her eyes, wandered into the forest carrying her favorite blanket. She was restless, unable to sleep, and felt as though something was calling her. Fallen leaf, the first whisper as Emily approached the oak tree. She heard a gentle voice, deep and warm, like the sound of the earth itself. "Good evening, little dreamer," said the oak. Emily froze. Did you just talk?" she whispered. "Yes," the oak replied, its branches swaying though there was no wind. "I have been waiting for someone who still believes in wonder." Emily's eyes widened. "Why me?" "Because you carry both courage and kindness," the oak said. "And tonight, I have a story to share with you. A story hidden in my roots and leaves. Will you listen?" Emily nodded eagerly and sat at the base of the trunk, wrapping her blanket tightly around her shoulders. Sparkles, the oak's story. Many, many years ago, the oak began. This forest was home to countless creatures: deer, foxes, owls, and even wolves. But among them lived a little firefly named Luma. She was the smallest firefly of her family. While her brothers and sisters shone brightly, lighting up entire meadows, Luma's glow was faint, barely a twinkle. She often hid behind leaves, ashamed of her weak light. "What good is a firefly who cannot shine?" she thought. But one summer night, when the forest was covered in a blanket of fog, a lost fawn stumbled among the trees. The fog was so thick, even the stars could not be seen. The fawn cried for help, trembling with fear. Luma, though small and unsure, felt a pull in her heart. She fluttered closer, her tiny light flickering like a candle in the dark. "Follow me," she whispered to the fawn. Step by step, she guided the little one through the fog, her glow small but steady. Leading the way at last, the fawn found its mother waiting near the meadow's edge. Tears of joy filled their eyes, and from that night forward, the forest no longer mocked Luma's light. They called her the bravest firefly, because she had proved that even the faintest glow can save someone lost in the dark. Milky Way, Emily's lesson. Emily listened, her heart warm and her eyelids growing heavy. "So, even small lights matter?" she asked softly. "More than you know," said the oak. "Sometimes, the smallest light is all it takes to guide someone home, or to remind them they are not alone." Emily yawned. "I like that. I want to be like Luma." The oak chuckled, its branches swaying gently above her. "You already are, little dreamer. You shine in your own way. Remember that when you feel small." The forest grew quiet. Fireflies flickered among the trees, as though confirming the oak's story. Emily leaned against the trunk, the whispers of the ancient oak wrapping around her like a lullaby. Crescent moon, the ending. When she finally woke, the first rays of dawn were peeking over the horizon. Emily hurried home, clutching her blanket, and though no one believed her story, she carried the oak's words in her heart forever. And every night, before closing her eyes, she whispered to herself, "Even the smallest light can shine in the darkest night." Sparkle's moral: this bedtime story teaches us that no matter how small we feel, our kindness and courage can make a difference. A single spark of love or hope can light someone's darkest path.